Alright, okay, welcome to the stream, good evening. Time to do some more Mega Mang. I don't know how to do it, I just felt like adding the G at the end just because it sounded funny. Of course you add an A to the end of that and you get Mega Manga. Always start the stream off on a strong joke. Or not. So we did Mega Man, we did Mega Man 2, now we've got Mega Man 3 left. And I think this is actually my favourite of the trilogy, where most people think that 2 is the best. I think I've said this previously. I think this one slightly edges out 2 in terms of design and like overall gameplay. But they're all really good games. So we'll get started. Oops. Went back there by accident, let's get started then. Also like the theme song to this one as well. It's a pretty good song. Although it's very slightly butchered on the Genesis FM synth chip, but not that badly. It sounds better in 8-bit, I have to say. Which is weird because most of the songs on the Wily Wars collection actually has quite good renditions. So I don't remember the order at all, it's been a long time since I've played this, so I'm just gonna have to... I think I usually start off with Snake Man, so we'll do him first. Snake Man. I love the Snake Man theme. In fact, most of the songs in this game are really good. Like, just... not like in terms of Genesis, I mean just like the soundtrack of the game. See, that's the one thing. Besides gameplay, that's the one thing Mega Man's always been known for, just really good soundtrack. Capcom was like one of the few companies outside of Nintendo who was really good at composing music with like the 8-bit chips and stuff. Like them, Konami and Sunsoft are like the ones that stick out to mind. There's probably a few others as well, but those are like... those to me are like the trifecta of like... people who know how to like make really good 8-bit sounds. So in this game you can actually slide, which is one of the reasons why I think this is slightly better, because I think, like, people argue whether or not the charging just breaks Mega Man in general, but the sliding, I think we can all agree on, is actually a nice addition to like the sort of a nice evolution in the gameplay. I personally like the Buster charging, but you don't see that until Mega Man 4, which is not in this collection. Would you miss? I just started. Like, I haven't done any other levels, this is the one I just began with. Mega Man, those are called Hammer Joes. They'll swing the mighty hammers round their thumbs, you better watch your back. You better watch your mighty number 9. Get it? Beck. Once again, start off on a strong joke and then the rest is fine. What did I just pick up there? Oh, I got an E-tank, right, okay. So yeah, that whole I've been making references to that throughout the Wily Wars playthroughs. Egoraptor did a video called Sequelitis, in which he compares like an older series game to like a newer series to see what's been improved. Like it's mostly like the sequel to it, hence Sequelitis. But in this one episode, it's Mega Man, as in the Mega Man series, versus Mega Man X. And what Mega Man X did far better than Mega Man, like how it improved, sort of revolutionised the way that Mega Man was played and approached. But yeah, there was this one running joke they did throughout the whole episode where it's just like Roll popping up every time something happens in Mega Man, and she warns him about like dangers happening where you would obviously know that yourself, so you don't really need Roll to tell you that. Apparently that the reason he does that joke is because what's that game called? Mega Man Anniversary Collection, the GameCube one. Apparently in that game you can turn on easy mode, which basically brings up tips like that. So that's why he was doing that joke, he was making fun of that, and I didn't even know that until recently. I thought that was just something he came up with. It was like, oh, let's just pretend that this happened, but it actually did happen at one point. See, that's the thing I hate about people port or re-release classic games and they shoehorn tutorials and shit into that. I think that's really it sort of insults the gamers, you know? It wasn't there to begin with. Why are you putting it there now? Oh, hi, Price Right. Haven't seen you for a while. How you been? I also think this is the best boss fight music of the 3 games. He moves in a certain way, but I'm trying to remember what his movement pattern is. Damn it. I've got 2 more lives to try that. So, normally in Mega Man the Wily Wars, I've said this before, but just since you joined us, Price Right, normally in Wily Wars it's notorious for slowdowns and lag, but I'm using a specially modified version that actually removes all the lag, so you're not going to see any of that during this playthrough, which is fantastic. It's not really a mod of the ROM itself, it's the emulator I'm using. It's overclocking the game's core, or the Genesis core, but not necessarily affecting anything else in the game. It's just it's basically just eliminating all the slowdown. I played Mega Man 1 a few days ago, and during the Yellow Devil boss fight there was no slowdown whatsoever. I think I got this. I'm slightly behind, but I think I got it. Shit. Hi, Moo. I thought he was gonna jump this so I could run under him, but he didn't. That's the one thing about Robot Masters that really annoy me, when you bump into them, it does a lot more damage than them actually hitting you with a projectile. Oh, you can actually dodge that if you just jump up the ledge there, okay. Yeah, I've totally got it this time. Yeah, there's a reason I fight him first. He's the easiest one with the Buster, as I recall. Hi Jack. Hi Canal. Canal. Right, there we go, we've got this, what's that called? The Snake Chaser, I think? Or Snake Chase, something like that. Just gonna have a quick drink while I'm waiting for this. Search Snake, close enough. One second. Let's see if I can remember the order. I'm probably going to get this wrong, so we'll find out the hard way. I'm going to try Top Man. See, I'm more familiar with Mega Man 1's boss order, not so much Mega Man 3. Even though I think Mega Man 3 is the best game, I haven't played it as much. Mainly because I grew up with Mega Man 1, but not 2 and 3. I forgot for a second there I could actually slide into that. So I've been thinking, I think I mentioned this before, but I've been thinking about playing the Game Boy Mega Man games at some point. But that probably won't be until after I've done the Legacy Collection, which is coming out like in next week I think, like about a week from now. Yeah, just under a week actually. A week today, if not sooner. I think I've already got the... Yeah, you start with the Rush Coil. Let's go for that extra life. Americans grew up with all the Mega Man. See, we grew up with them as well, but the thing is, we didn't have all the Mega Man games in our household, we just had the first one. So I kind of have like a stronger tie to Mega Man 1 than I do the rest of the series. I always liked Mega Man when they had like... when you have like one screen with like one gigantic robot that you have to get rid of before you can progress. That's something they've been doing since 2. You should... oh fuck. I was looking at the chat there. You should play Mega Maker. I've been playing that. I haven't played as much of it. I was looking at the chat there for a second and I misjudged that jump there because I was not fully paying attention to it. If you go on my YouTube channel, you'll probably find the first 2 parts to Mega Maker. I'm going to be doing more of that soon. Especially since they're continuing to update it with new content. Technically they've not added any new content just yet, but they are like fixing bugs and adding more many features and stuff. Can I ever get through that without getting hit? It doesn't really matter, I got the health back. I think it's like the last part before the boss door. Ooh, that was close. Yep. I remember that being like the last part of the stage. This probably isn't the right weapon, but we'll give it a shot. Well, I'm fucked. Oh, the fucking Buster actually does more damage, what the fuck? Okay, never mind, I'm not fucked. We got this. Funny how the weapon I brought in is actually weaker than the Mega Buster itself. That's kinda funny. Of course, we also get the most useless weapon in the entire game, the Top Spinner, which is just garbage. Well, it seriously is one of the worst weapons you can get in any Mega Man game. Like, it does what it's supposed to do, it does damage to enemies, but it also has the negative side effect of causing damage to you. So it's pretty much just a double-edged sword weapon. In Mega Maker, they actually fixed it so that you can bounce off of enemies so you don't take damage. But in the original game, it doesn't do that. Let's see, who do we want to do next? gonna try Hardman. I wonder what his name was in the Japanese version, like if it was still Hardman. Yeah, Hardman's a weird name for it. They could have called him Iron Man, or, well, they couldn't have called him that, but Steel Man? Solid Man? Hardman just sounds a little bit weird. Oh, this is the exact screen where you see that. I think this is the screen where you see the Hammer Joe joke in that fucking sequelitis video. If it's not this, it's one of those stage screens. Knuckleman? Is that what he's called, or is that what they could have called him? Steel Man sounds bad, but it still sounds better than Hardman. Can you despawn him? Nope, he just keeps coming back. Don't really need that full health. Yeah, screw that. Bloody robot monkey. I can't tell if the thing that's piloting that big tank is meant to be a metal, because it looks like it's got a body, instead of just being like a head with a helmet. That's what those things are called, aren't they? Metals or met? Something like that. Oh yeah, Mega Man 3 introduces another character. Proto Man. Isn't it called Blue in Japan? Once again, getting hit by the projectile doesn't do nearly as much damage as getting hit by the enemy himself. Oh, I don't want to bump into him. If I can help it, I'll just take the damage from the bullet just to save myself from dying. There we go. Yeah, let's see if this is actually the right one. That's the thing about Mega Man, it's kind of a guessing game. But it's fun trying to figure out. Nope, that doesn't even work. Snake? Nope. How many lives have I got left? Last life? I suppose I could use an E-tank if I need to. I've got 2 of those. kind of got the feeling for this time, kind of. Yep. Never mind. I nearly did that. I kind of lost the rhythm at the end there, but I should be okay now. It's a very specific pattern, like the way you have to move to avoid all of that. Wouldn't be so bad if the fist didn't come back towards you, but it can be dodged. There we go. Totally could have did that there without using the E-tank. What's all this about talk of salt? I don't like salt, but I don't dislike salt. You know me, I like salt, I love it. You got a hard knuckle. Yeah, let's do Magnet Man then. Mega Magnet Man. Yeah, I think they lift you up, don't they? Yeah. Not sure if they're actually required for a certain part of the level, they might be. Otherwise they'll just there to be a nuisance. Oh look, it's Proto Man again. So if you've been looking at the title of the stream, you're probably wondering what Wily Tower is. I'm not going to talk about that yet, but we will get there eventually. Wily Tower is something we'll be checking out once we're finished with Mega Man 3. Trust me, it'll be worth it. It's going to be really cool. Ow. You were talking about how your me hates the Banshee Tails. Oh, right, okay. That kind of salt. Yeah, when I did the Miitopia demo, I think Moo's character loved the Banshee Tails. I made you a picture about that as well, I remember that. Oh, here we go, time for the blocks. That's what I'm going to call them from now on, the blocks, because of the noise. Although the noise isn't as pronounced in Mega Man 3 as it is in 1 and 2. It always sounds so obnoxious in those games. It's like doop, doop. In this game it's like doop. Like it's not as grating to the ear, but it's still you still associate that original sound effect with it. Yep, that vacuum over there's kind of messing my jump. Not vacuum, magnet. Oh yeah, I uploaded the Mega Man 1 playthrough today if people hadn't seen that yet. Mega Man 2 will be put up at some point in the next week. Well, that was fun. Oh yeah, I think I know where I'm supposed to jump from now. I like it when I just clip on the ledge like that. Yeah, there's a reason people don't like the appearing, disappearing block part of the game. There we go. Of course. That's fine, I probably won't die here because I know where I'm supposed to jump. There we go. May want to use Rush. I don't think I've got Rush Jet yet. No, I don't. I've only got Rush Coil. Oh, you meant for the part before that? Yeah, I suppose I could have used that as well. Rush Jet would have been useful for this part, however. Just so I could fly over everything. Just seeing what the next few blocks are. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. At least that part would give you a little bit of mercy and just make it a very straightforward path. It's not like Mega Man 2's Heatman stage where it's like, oh, there's a block above you, you didn't know that was coming, you're dead. Actually, there's a big hill down here, isn't there? I'm gonna have to go back around, but it's worth it. I don't know when I get Rush Jet, but it should be soon, like in the next couple stages, if not after this one. So I watched this video earlier today that was on my YouTube, like, recommendations. And it's about how Sony sort of was working on this animated, like, animated CGI thing for Popeye. You might have seen the teaser for it like a couple years ago or a year and a half ago. It looked really good and I was looking forward to it, but apparently this, the director for that left the team due to creative differences or something like that. And since then, Sony have just been focusing on the Emoji Movie, which we're now just seeing the fruits of their labour. And it's kind of a shame to see that they'll, like, instead of focusing on something that actually had quality behind it, they were just like, no, let's go for the lowest common denominator. Kids these days like emojis, they like the internets. They have smartphones. Let's do that. Let's get Patrick Stewart to be a voice. Oh no, if it is a fucking poop emoji, we'll make billions. No, that's cool. We'll just do that. Yeah, fuck the Popeye movie. Let's just make emoji. Try to remember the name of the YouTuber who made that video, because it was an interesting, like, sort of. It sort of went over the history of what happened between the two movies and how it went from just that movie to getting it cancelled to being Emoji Movie. I don't know if it's actually cancelled. Actually, it's just that the director who was working on it is no longer working on it, and he's really. I don't know much about the director, but apparently he's really good. Like, because he's worked on some really amazing animated movies, like Hotel Transylvania. He's directed that. I think it's something to do with the animation, the way the animation flows, because it flows really nicely. Right, let me try to I think Spark... It's not Sparkman, Needleman would be a good choice next. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, it was like I think it was like a teaser or like an animation test for like the Popeye CGI movie that was kind of early in development, and it looked really good. It's just a shame that we're probably not going to see that movie come to be, just because Sony's been making a lot of dumbass decisions of late in terms of movies. Like, they cancel that, they make the Emoji Movie, they make the Ghostbusters reboot. It's just, Sony, please give us something good. Don't fucking peddle out shit after shit. Just watch, they'll end up releasing... what's it called? Hotel Transylvania 3, and they're gonna fuck it up badly. Mark my words, that's what's gonna happen. probably best I got a game over there anyway, so I'll start with 3 lives again. Also, during that Magnet Man fight, I don't think I even need to use the weakness there. Admittedly, when I was talking about the whole Popeye thing there, I kind of went into autopilot mode, so I don't think I switched weapons, or did I? See, that's the weird thing, sometimes when you start to really get into a topic discussion, you tend not to realise what you're doing in-game. For better or for worse. Usually for worse, but I actually beat the boss and I didn't even realise it until I did that. I was like, oh okay, next level. Damn it. I knew that was there. I don't know if it's still the same now, but when the Emoji Movie first came out, it got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's a very fitting... I think that's very fitting to get that kind of score. I don't think the Emoji Movie would be 0% bad, but I do agree people giving it a 0% rating on the principle that it shouldn't even exist. See, here's the thing, people give shit for CGI movies that have come out recently, like the Minions movie, just because it's got the Minions in it, but actually that movie's not too bad. Like, it's not an amazing film, like you're not going to remember it after a couple of weeks, but it's not terrible. Like, it's watchable, it's decent for what it is. In fact, you know, I'm just gonna die here and try again before I even waste weapon energy. I'm gonna guess Magnet Man is his weakness, so we'll try that. But it sucks how some movies get shit just for the reputation and not necessarily for the actual content that it delivers on. Because Minions movie is not that bad. I've only seen it once, but I remember thinking, oh, this is not that bad actually. Nope. Snake. I want to see Despicable Me 3, but I haven't gotten around to it. I want to watch the Planet of the Apes film before I watch that. And I still haven't gotten around to watching the other 2 Planet of the Apes movies again before I check out the new one. Because I kind of like to refresh my memory on what's been going on up to that point. I'm gonna have to use an E-Tank this time, it looks like. That was a nice dodge there. Yep. just trying to avoid body contact because that does the most damage. There we go. But yeah, Despicable Me 1 and 2 are pretty good films, so I was going to watch the third one anyway. But I did check out the Minis movie and I quite enjoyed that, just like for a little side thing, a spin-off, just to keep you, just to give you something to watch until the third one came out. But I kind of feel like history's kind of repeating itself right now with the whole Rabbids thing, the Rabbids and Mario. Well, the game gets leaked like a couple months, like even longer than that, but like a month and a half before E3, and we start to see like pictures of it, and then people just judge the game harshly because it's like, oh, it's got Rabbids, therefore it must suck. And it's like that's a pretty. You don't even know what the game is yet, and you're already judging it. Like, give it a chance. Let's do Sparkman. Sparkman Grill? Oh god. There's like fucking game theory for you. This guy is the predecessor to Sparkman Grill. Sparkman Grill. But I'm glad to see that when they shown the game off at E3, it got a really positive reception. Apparently going into E3, the people behind the game, like at Ubisoft, were obviously well aware of people's reaction to like the leaks, and they're like, okay, we've got to really double down on this and show people that it actually is a good game. And from what I've seen, it does look like a... Like I said, Mini's movie is not a bad movie, but it's not an amazing movie, it's just like, it's passable. But it's fun to watch. This Mario and Rabbids game doesn't just look passable, it actually looks really good. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, I've already pre-ordered it, and I actually pre-ordered the amiibo for it as well, if you can believe that. So I think it's going to be a good game. See, I've never really considered myself that big on strategy games. Like, I've never played XCOM. But this game looks like it can be enjoyable, and maybe it will actually get me into games like XCOM afterwards. Huh, just 3 screens worth of dropping there. Do you get crushed by those? You might be able to. You don't want that game, it's not the RPG we're expecting. Fair enough. It's not going to be to everyone's tastes. See, here's the thing, people were calling it an RPG when it was leaked, but obviously this... I mean, that's not really a good term for it, it's not really an RPG, it's more of a action strategy game. Because there isn't a whole lot of RPG elements to it, you're not going into towns talking to people, buying shit, and equipping yourself with new stuff and then fighting random encounters. You're just going from place to place, going to the predetermined maps to fight a bunch of enemies in a turn-based strategy fashion. I think Top Man might be his weakness. Oh no, it's not. Magnet Man? Got him in a pretty good spot. Nice. I don't know if that was his weakness, but it did more damage than anything else there. Did I see the new combat trailer? I haven't yet, actually. I'll need to get on that. If I don't forget to, I might check it once I'm finished streaming. But I think we've just got 2 robot masters left. We're getting through this fairly quickly. Right, let's do Shadow Man. I don't know why, but I always like to save Gemini Man for last. Also, this song's a really good song. Oh, time for Proto Man again. I'm just gonna camp over here. Yeah, this seems to work far better. I'm getting a lot of hits in when he's over there. Like, when you're in the middle, he keeps jumping around, but when you're on one side, and he's on the other side, he just walks. I think you can get rid of that with the magnet. Yeah, you can. So I've just realised that Sonic Mania is actually coming out really soon, August 15th. I won't be playing it day 1 because I've got I've ordered the game online, and it's like the American import for the collector's edition. Like, I don't really buy collector's editions of games, but that collector's edition actually does look quite nice, and I managed to find a copy of it on Amazon where I could import the American collector's edition. So because it's like the American import and because it's like a fairly big package, it's going to take at least a few days for it to get here. Like, it's not going to be shipped overnight. I mean, I think you could do overnight shipping on something like that, but it would cost even more than it already is costing me, so I'm not going to go for that. So sometime in the week of August 15th, you'll probably see me play that game. But I'm looking forward to it massively. Oh, he's weak to top. There we go. Got to remember that for next time. Shadow's weak to top, man. I noticed that Hardman was doing a bit of damage, but I was thinking with the amount of times he jumps, combined with how slow your fire shot takes, like how long it takes to actually move forwards, maybe that wasn't the best option, so I tried something else. There we go, Rush Marine. That's going to be perfect for the next level. Right, so we've got all the Rush adapters now. So yeah, there's Rush Coil, which is the spring, Rush Jet for like flying, and then Rush Marine is basically a little submarine for underwater segments, which this game doesn't really have any of except for this level and some of Wily Castle. Once again, amazing music. Also, I think we see Proto Man again here in this level. I love the fact that I'm playing the Genesis version, like I'm playing Wily Wars, but I'm not experiencing any sort of slowdown whatsoever. It's incredible. Oh, that's right, he doesn't fight you here, he just opens the path for you, for some reason. Not sure what that reason is, but okay. One second, please. Just got to deal with something real quick, hang on. I don't think I can... Here's something with the restream chat, I don't think I can remove messages. So feel free to bump those messages away if you want, guys, and I'll just get rid of that later. I'm gonna have to find out if restream chat actually can let you get rid of messages. As far as I can tell, that's not a thing. Maybe I'm not looking in the right option, but I can get rid of them on YouTube itself, just not on restream. How many lives have I got? 2? Right, okay. We need more E-tanks though. Oh yeah, you said you beat Miitopia a short while ago. Pretty good game, would you say? Fun game? Yep, that's what I thought. I've been enjoying that game so far, I'm looking forward to doing more in a short while. I wonder if there's an E-tank in that tank up there. E-tank within the tank. Gonna have to go back. There we go. Nice. Also, this is a good place to grind for extra lives and health if you need it. Right, that's it, bumped off now, thanks guys. So yeah, like I said, this particular version of the game, like the Wily Wars version of Mega Man 3, as well as the other 2 games, is notorious for like slowdown. In one of the places besides the Yellow Devil fights that it's really obvious to see is when you fight Gemini Man. Particularly when he fires his Gemini beam at you, that causes a lot of slowdown. I actually did test it off stream to see how that would run on this, and it actually runs flawlessly. Like, no slowdown whatsoever. Which is perfect. Part of the reason I wanted to stream this game was obviously because Legacy Collection 2 is coming out soon, but it was also because while I was on YouTube, I got recommended the video from the gaming historian about Mega Man games on Sega consoles, and they talked about this game and Mega Man for Game Gear. But I remember playing this game and I remember liking this version of Mega Man. And I thought, you know what, since Legacy Collection 2 is coming out soon anyway, and it's just like the first 3 Mega Man games, I could probably do that in a few days. But yeah, the Gaming Historian does some really good stuff. I don't think I'm subscribed to them, I should really sub to them. But I have seen quite a few of their videos. Whoa, that was weird. Like, you might have not seen that, but it kinda clipped onto the ceiling there in a weird way. You can use the Rush Marine, but because there's enemies down here I don't want to get hit, so I'm just going to take the high road on this one. Oh, Yep. That was close. That was super close. And this is where I die. Maybe. I think in this game you can hold up to 9 E-tanks because it's showing you a number and not like 4 E-tanks next to each other. So I think this is one of those things where it's like, it displays up to number 9. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case with this game. Oh yeah, anyone remember when I was playing Mega Man 1 on this collection? You can hold up to number 9? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that would make it a little bit broken, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, in Mega Man 1 I was playing Fireman stage, and there was this one part of the level where if you drop down it's a bottomless pit, it's like a small gap. But if you climb down the ladder next to it, that bottomless pit ends up just being nothing. Like, you just go down and then it's like... There's like this weird sort of... Like, the ceiling's basically where you die, but you don't actually see yourself going into the ceiling, if that makes sense. It's weird. But in the Genesis version, they actually removed that ceiling part so that it looks like you can fall through, but you still die anyway. I actually checked the NES version of the game just to make sure if I wasn't remembering it wrong, and yeah, it actually is that way in the NES version. I mean, I've got 5 lives, I could just die here and try again. Is he weak to Snake Man? Because I don't think I found Snake Man's weakness yet. Yeah, he's the one that's weak to it. Plug in a second controller for the undead high jump and freeze glitches that work. Do they work in the Wily Wars version of the game? Because this isn't the NES game. I'm aware of those glitches, I just haven't... I'm not aware if they work on the Genesis game. Right, so when he fires his beam, the game just goes to a snail's pace. In fact, I'm going to show you that. Hang on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to... Oops. I'm going to underclock, or not underclock, but bring the core clock back down to its original number. So watch how slow it goes when the beam is in motion. See that? See that? That's the actual in-game speed. And then the beam goes away and it speeds back up again. So yeah, the Genesis version is known for this. Like, it happens in a lot of places where there's just slowdown, but it's most prevalent here and during the Yellow Devil fights. So I'm going to overclock it back up to the number that makes it fully playable without slowdown. And it's back to normal now. See, I don't know why the Genesis version has so much slowdown in the first place, it's weird. But I'm using a specific emulator that can overclock the Genesis core to allow you to bypass all the slowdown, which is fantastic. It's unfortunate that like the better Genesis emulators don't have that feature, like Genesis GX or whatever it's called. Gens, like all the really, like the ones that most people think about when they think of Genesis emulators, don't have overclocking features. I'm using a very obscure emulator called Regen, but it works well enough that it doesn't really matter that much. Right, so you think all the robot masks have been defeated, so we do Wily now, but we've still got more to do. There's 4 more mysterious robots. So we'll start with Sparkman and we'll just make our way around. This is one of the cool things I actually think makes Mega Man 3 slightly better than 2. Because you have 4 additional stages before you get to Wily. But there's another cool aspect to these stages as well. So if you haven't noticed it already, this isn't the same level as before. This is actually a completely different level, just with the same theme and like graphics. Of course, by this point you have all the weapons, so like the Wily Castle, it assumes you've got everything. I don't know what weapon I'm supposed to use on that. The Shadow Star lets you shoot in 8 directions. Oh, so it's kind of like the Metal Blade then? Oh, you're right. In fact, I might actually just start using that now. Like, it doesn't even, like, it didn't even use 1 bar of energy. Yeah, 2 shots used up 1 bar. So I'm gonna use that for a while. Right, so you think we're at the boss already, but check this out. So the boss is... it's a special robot that's got like the soul of Metal Man, I think. I'm not quite sure what goes on there, but we'll just say it's Metal Man's soul like possessing this duplicate body. And we're basically just refighting a Mega Man 2 boss fight, which is pretty cool. Shit. I don't know what his weakness is. But that's only halfway, we've still got 1 more to go. Oh fuck, it's one of these things. I hate it when Mega Man does that, when it's like drop down 3 screens worth of death spikes. Damn. Right, well, I'm probably going to die here, so I guess we can try to figure out the weakness. But who's next? Oh fuck, it's Quick Man. So is there a story reason why we're seeing this? Like, why are we seeing Mega Man 2 bosses actually going into these robots? Like, are they robot ghosts? Yep. I'm gonna have to use one now. Apparently Gemini was the weakness. So yeah, I actually think this is a really cool idea where it's like, you've beaten all the bosses, now go do these stages, harder versions of these stages where you fight some of the classic bosses again. But because you're using brand new weapons, you don't have the previous weaknesses, you've got to find out the new weaknesses with the new weapons. Needleman. So there are two Mega Man 2 Robot Masters in each stage, making up a total of 8. This may actually be my least favourite stage, like this version of the stage, just because I think there's a lot of bottomless pits in this one, where you've got to use the rush jet. If this is the one I'm thinking of, then yeah, this is the one that's annoying. It is possible to get stuck at a certain part where you can't use any more rush jet fuel and you just have to jump off and die. It's one of those kind of levels where if you don't utilise the fuel correctly, then you're just going to be either stuck or you just fall and die. This will make up for the E-Tank that I used in that previous fight. Oh shit. That was dumb. I jumped a little bit too soon, that's what happened there. Yeah, screw it. I was going to try to get some more weapon energy there for the rush jet, but it's going to take forever. Next up on the chopping block is Airman. Try Spark. Yeah, that was easy. Right, now for the really annoying part of the level, the part that I mentioned where you need to really use the rush jet. Fortunately, you can still use the Buster while you're on this. Ah! Right, now that right there's bullshit. I wasted an E-tank and I fucking lost a life as a result of that. That's not fair. What's worse, all the weapon energy that I picked up to that point is still gone. And look at how much I've got left. Told you this part was annoying, didn't I? Told you. I barely made it, but still, that was quite an ordeal. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Yeah, you don't see that in any of the normal stages, you only see it here. Not sure if I need any more rust yet, but just in case. Oh, another one. Just gotta do some jumping shooting then. There we go. So yeah, hopefully I don't get a game over here so I don't have to do all that again, because this stage is really annoying. I mean, most of the stage isn't that bad, it's just that one segment with where you have to cross that massive gap. Because if you die at one point and you've used up like half of the energy weapon things, then they don't respawn until you game over. Which is kind of a big oversight, to be honest. Right, well I did Spark, let's try Needle. Crash Man. Yep. Got a feeling he's got a different weakness. One that does far more damage than that. Yeah, there has to be something else. Nope. Nice. So it was top spinner. Again, top spinner's kinda garbage in this, so you wouldn't think to use that for most boss fights. Right, 2 stages left. Also, I think there's a trick to this enemy. If you hit him with the spark while he's in midair, yeah, he just sort of gets frozen there. The spinner is broken in 8-bit deathmatch. I don't remember using top spinner in 8-bit deathmatch. Yep. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I know there's gonna be another one coming up. Yeah. Ah! You have to jump really quick there. I think it's like a couple frames. It's pretty powerful, but it'll give you motion sickness. So it's that kind of thing. You spin around in first person. Yeah, I can kind of see why that would be. That would be kind of hard to look at. Don't really need to use Sparkman on that. You can jump over it easy. It's not like the big eye robots where it's like they do small jumps and do big jumps, and you've got to guess when they do the big jump. That thing always does a large jump. Fuck! Yeah, the timing on those is very precise. Okay, good. Yeah, usually when there's like platforms that fall away underneath you like that, you get a bit more than like, I don't know, 3 frames to jump, because that's very tight, that jump, compared to most like platforms like that, where it's like you have to jump quickly before it sort of disappears or moves away from your feet like that. Woodman, right, I think I know what to use. Shadow Blade, probably. Cut through the woods. Okay, maybe not. Shit. It's Snake. Of all things, it's Snake. Ah! I didn't want to waste an E-tank. Oh, fuck. You go all the way back? I thought I was going to start at the boss again. That's bullshit. It wouldn't bother me so much if I didn't have to do that tight jumping platform part again, which I'm going to have to do now, unfortunately. See what I mean? And was that an extra life that fell there? It probably was. Just to tease me a bit further with it. Oh yeah, I've added a new emote on Twitch. I was gonna talk about it earlier, but I forgot. I added a custom emote on Twitch, but you need to use Better Twitch TV, which is a browser extension, to make Twitch display certain emotes. So yeah, if you're watching on Twitch and you have the Better Twitch TV extension, then you can use the emote. It's called Mel Shock. Small M, big S, Mel Shock. It's just a Kirby with a surprised face. I've got another emote that's on the way, but it hasn't been approved yet. It's called Mel Slime. Both of them can be used on a Discord right now. I'm just thinking of ideas for other emotes. I can only have 5 emotes at any given time, so I haven't thought about what else to add for the other 3. I think this boss is also known for a lot of slowdown because of all the wave sprites. There we go. I think that marks the checkpoint. Forgot you can actually slide into it. There we go. So not that long to go now before we get to the next one. Just in case it's Magnet Man is the weakness. So I'll try Shade Man as well, why not? Heat Man? Yep, Heat Man. Just guessed, like there's only 3 other ones that I haven't fought yet. Don't know if this is his weakness, but he seems to react in the same way he gets hit by Bubble Lead. So I'm guessing it is his weakness. Like with Bubble Lead you can just kind of semi-stun lock him into doing the same thing again. And just dodge it and then counter-strike. Counter-attack? Not counter-strike. I mean, Counter-Strike would be an appropriate way to say that, but it's also the name of the game, so that would probably be confusing to some people if I said it like that. Right, 2 robots left, and then we can finally do Wily Castle. Dr. Wabi's castle. So which two are left? Does anyone remember which ones we fought up to this point? Flashman will be one of them. Trying to remember who the other would be. Ooh, nice. Extra life. Despite how small the enemy looks, you can actually hit it while standing. Flashman and Woodman. We did Woodman. Yep. Oh hey look, it's the same spot we saw before. I'm guessing that's going to be an E-tank. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, never mind. So yeah, we did Woodman already, so it's not Woodman. I'm struggling to remember what the bosses are again, like which ones we've fought and which ones we've not. I'm gonna grind to see if I can get some extra lives here, so just bear with me. Bubble Man? Yeah, I've not done Bubble Man yet, so it'll be him, I think. I'm hoping for an extra life tip here, but one doesn't seem to be appearing. There we go, there's one. Get rid of Rush Coil, that's annoying. I mean, I got one extra life out of that. It's better than nothing. Just because each bubble has an enemy behind it, you can just like spam and then hopefully get a 1-up drop out of it. There's one more. Just going to refill this. Even if by just a little bit, I'm just going to refill that a little bit. So yeah, this might be taking a little bit of time, but trust me, it's going to be worth it so we can get these extra lives. So we'll be going to Wily Castle after this one. I won't get all of those bubbles pop, just a chunk of them, I guess. Oh, there we go, one more life. So I'd say that was definitely worth it. It took a little bit of time, but it was definitely worth spending the time there just to get a couple extra lives in. Let's try Needleman. Right, Flashman, so Bubbleman is the second one. That's something else about Rush Coil that's sort of annoying. If he's not standing 100% on a free spot, that's not sort of being taken up by another block, then he stays there. But if something else slightly obscures where he's standing, then he just sort of disappears. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. So you can see warmers. You can see water about, therefore there's going to be Bubble Man next. Yep. Didn't mean to climb onto that ladder there. Oh, look at that. Oh. Fuck. Yeah, don't look at that, but look at the part before it. Again, all the weapon energy disappeared. Just refilling the jet in case I die again and to use it for that previous part. because I've got a feeling I might die at least one more time. Just playing it safe in case. This should be enough. I'm going to take a guess and say Spark is the weakness for him. I'm going to go with Pokemon logic here and say the electric probably works best against the water enemy. Let's find out if I'm right. Yeah, close enough. I would say that's the weakness. Doesn't do a shit ton of damage, but it definitely does more than a few. As in more than a few balls. Oh yeah, for some reason in Mega Man 3, he's called Breakman. Oh wait a minute, that's not Proto Man. Breakman is like the fake Proto Man. I can remember now. I used to think that was like an error, but it's not. I'm horrible at timing this. But I could slide under him, that works. Come on. Of course, I'm getting a lot less consistent hits, but at least I'm not dying. There we go. Let's beat the fake Proto Man Breakman. Now for the cutscene, I think? Yeah, cutscene time. Oh no! Right after we received the last element, Wily ran off with Gamma. Gamma? Mega Man, you must stop Dr. Wily immediately, Mega Man! Dr. Wily! I'm not gonna fucking forget that Mega Man 8 voice. Like, we're gonna end up listening to that again very soon. You must go and stop Dr. Wily immediately, Mega Man! How's my Mega Man Dr. Light impression? Is it pretty good? I don't think it is, but I always enjoy doing that. So welcome to Wily Castle for Mega Man 3. So I always liked how they sort of padded the game out just a lot. Well, I say pad like it's a bad thing, but not in this game. I mean, just sort of make the game last a little bit longer, but in a good way. I like how they added those extra stages with like the refights of like classic bosses. In Mega Man's 4, 5, and 6, I think they replaced that with like a different Wily Castle, like a not Wily Castle before the actual Wily Castle, which is okay, but I kind of prefer how Mega Man 3 dealt with that to sort of make the game last a bit longer. I think I can use Hard Knuckle here. Hopefully by the end of this I'll have 9 extra lives, because there are quite a few extra lives in Wily's castle. Oops. So that was the Mega Buster there. So for you guys, what's the hardest Mega Man game you've ever played, and why? Like, why do you think the Mega Man game you played is the hardest out of the games that you would think is the hardest? If that makes sense. I can't word questions tonight, but you know what I mean. Sure. Mega Man 7 mainly for the final Wily capsule. Oh yeah, that one's a bitch of a fight. I remember Game Grumps spent like 5 fucking episodes trying to beat that. And then almost killing themselves with fucking... what was it, aerosol spray or something? It was... what do you call it? It was like keyboard spray or something? Keyboard duster? I think that's what they almost fucking suffocated themselves with. That was a classic Game Grumps moment, like the John era Game Grumps. I don't talk about Game Grumps that much anymore because I don't really care for the Dan era stuff. It's just the JonTron stuff that I liked. But once in a while I do reminisce about like the John era stuff. I think we're coming up to the boss. Let's try Spark. I don't remember most of the weaknesses. Well, it stuns him, it doesn't do damage though. I've got to wait till that stops before I can select the weapon. Right, it's the Shade one. It's Shadow Man's. Wow, that was easy. That was way easier than it should have been. But yeah, when I eventually play Mega Man 7 through the Legacy Collection, it's going to be... that final boss is going to be really rough, I'll tell you that much. Still a great game though, but yeah, that last boss is just murder. The hardest Mega Man game for me might be... I'm not actually sure, because I played most of the mainline games, but for me it might be Mega Man and Bass. Mega Man and Bass. I like saying Bass. Bass-ass. But Mega Man and Bass had a particularly grueling final third of the game, where you had to fight this villain called King. And you had to fight not one, not two, but 3 different forms of him throughout the level, and the third form is like the hardest part. But if you get a game over, you go all the way back to the start and you have to go through all the boss fights again. Like, not the refights, just like fighting King. Like, that part stuck out the most to me as like being one of the hardest parts I remember playing from a Mega Man game. Maybe I'll play that game at some point and show you guys, because it's still a pretty good game. That was stupid. See, I don't remember much of the weaknesses of Mega Man 3, but I do remember the weakness to the final Wily boss, just because it's like an anticlimactic choice. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you've been paying attention to what I've been saying throughout the stream, then you'll probably know what that weapon is. Like the weapon of choice to finish him off. It's actually 2 weaknesses, but it's the second phase that you use, like the one thing you wouldn't expect to use. Don't want to waste energy there. So I got 2 E-tanks there for nothing. I mean, look at that. 6 lives, 7 E-tanks. Yeah, there's a reason they're restricted to 4 E-tanks in all the other games. Oh, here we go. I know what boss this is. I'm not sure what the weakness is though. Yellow Devil Mark II. So this game would just tank at this point when you're fighting the Yellow Devil Mark II. But of course we've sort of sped the game up so that it doesn't do that. Hard Knuckle, maybe? So I'm going to be a little bit quiet just so I can concentrate on the blocks that are coming, because it is a bit tricky. Right, it's Hard Knuckle. Oh yeah, he does that, that's a new move. Yeah, Yellow Devil Mark II doesn't look as intimidating as the first one, I'm not sure why. I think it's the eye, it doesn't look as like creepy as it does in the first one. Like, it's just a big cartoony googly eye, but in the first game it's like this black iris with like a red pupil, which is much more like creepy looking than that. So even though there's no slowdown whatsoever, it's actually not that difficult to avoid it as long as you just stay on top of it. There we go. I think that's the first time I've actually dodged that. Nice. I've never ever dodged that secondary attack where he kind of like bounces along like that, so that's a first. That's a very precise like slide you've got to do to avoid all of that. Usually I just take the hit and just move on with the fight. I knew exactly what that boss fight was based on the room shape because like the ground was sort of elevated a bit, which is kind of like how the original Yellow Devil fight boss room is. Right, Wily Castle number 3. Oh yeah, I like this song, that's a pretty good one. I always like final stage music where it's like got a sense of urgency to it, and this is one of those good ones that does that. Can I slide in there using Rush Jet? Guess not. I want to refill the knuckle. Yep. Yet another 3 E-Tank. Like, they're just giving them to me at this point. 6 lives, 8 E-Tanks. Well on my way to getting 9 E-Tanks for the final stage. That's the only time I ever fucking used the magnet attack, just to get rid of those. Because they usually position them out of the way so you can't hit them, or they're really hard to hit. Yeah, Mega Man 1 to 6, 1 through 6 as a whole series is a pretty hard series, but it's a quite fun series as well. Also, welcome to the stream, Link. Because he hits the ceiling, I've got to use that so I can get past him easily. Otherwise that's going to be a really tight slide. One of those is probably an E-Tank as well. I think I remember what the boss of this stage is actually. Don't remember the weakness though. What Robot Master do I recommend starting on Mega Man 3? Snake Man. I think he's the easiest with the Mega Buster. Him or Magnet Man, as long as you know how to avoid the attacks. But Snake Man is usually what I start with. No. I guess the other one was weapon energy. I'm gonna guess Gemini Man is the weakness for this. Yeah, this is the return of the cones. I'm gonna hit him with the Buster first, just to find out which one it is quickly. I suppose I could just use the Buster for the whole fight. Yeah, this one's not too bad. It tends to spawn at the top for the most part. Never seems to spawn at the bottom, oddly enough. Clones are weak to Search Snake. Let's try that. Damn it. Oh yeah, right, it is Search Snake. Yeah, I completely forgot what the weakness to that one was. I could have beaten it with just the Mega Buster, but I just wanted to speed that up a little bit. Right, last stage before Wily. Then Miitopia next. Not quite, I've got something to show after that, but we'll be doing that very soon. Yeah, it's just a very short level. I think the refights are coming up. Yeah, here we go. Refight time. This is where all those E-tanks are going to come in handy. Nice. Didn't get hit once there. Just making mincemeat out of those robots now. Still not sure what his weakness is. Managed to beat him with the Mega Buster the first time. Apparently Magnet. Yep. There we go. A little bit of a rough one, but we got him. I don't think that was the weakness, but close enough. Oddly enough, Spark does good damage against Spark. It's one of those things. Yeah, don't tell me about the weaknesses, thanks. I kinda like figuring that out for myself. But we got through it. And we got an extra life. With like 8 or 9 E-tanks, I think we should be fine for the final boss. Yeah, we've got 9 E-tanks. Told you I would get 9 by the time this was over. Don't know if that adds on to that or if it just caps at 9. Whatever, I'll just take it anyway. Again, please don't tell me the weaknesses, thanks. Right, that's not right. Annoyingly, I've got to wait till he goes down before I try again. Gonna have to use that now. Ah, so it's still hard knuckle. Shit. I think we got this. Actually, brainstorm. Yeah, get fucked. Good thing I still had some rush jet left that I could have used for that. So we've beaten Dr. Wily, or have we? No, we haven't beaten him quite yet, that's a fake. But we are going to come up to him in just a second. So now we're coming up to the real final boss fight. The real Dr. Wily. Dr. Wabi. Got all this neat stuff. I know for a fact that I need hard knuckle, so we're going to refill that. I remember the weaknesses for the last part of the game. I suppose I will use Rush Jet to get up there. Oh, that was weird. Did you see that? I sort of clipped back onto Rush Jet that was above me. So this one has two weaknesses. First one should be Hard Knuckle. Now pay attention to the platform layout when we get into Phase 2. So you see there's an extra platform that's kind of leaning up towards him that's supposed to clue you in on what you're supposed to use next. So you're supposed to use Top Spinner. Jump up, and spin. And he's dead. And that's it. That's the end of Mega Man 3. So yeah, it's a bit of an anticlimactic finish. And he's dead, and I'm dead. Where's Dr. Wily? Oh no. Too late. No fun zone something? No fun zone? Mega Man, you've regained consciousness! I found you lying here when I arrived. I wonder who brought you here. This whistle, it must have been Proto Man. Mega Man. So I like this, it gives you the roll call of all the robots like that Wily had created. And as it shows you this, you get a stunning revelation. Not Dr. Wily, sorry, Dr. Light, not Dr. Wily. So obviously we know all of these robots were created by him, but also Proto Man, which is who I've been seeing throughout this game. Sorry, when I said Dr. Wily, I meant Dr. Light there. And I'm just used to saying Dr. Wily because Dr. Light keeps saying Dr. Wily in Mega Man 8. But yeah. So that's the end of Mega Man 3. And now for the Robot Master roll call. Yeah, I know about the story about Mega Man 1. You don't need to tell me about that. Dr. Light created those 6 robots, and then Dr. Wily took them and reprogrammed them for evil. But all the Robot Masters after those 6 were Wily's own creations, so these are all Wily's. I don't know why, but sometimes I get Wily and Light mixed up. Not often, but sometimes it just kind of slip of the tongue thing. I'll be doing some Miitopia shortly, but I have one last thing to show you after the credits here. Wasn't Mega Man originally a housekeeping robot-like role? I think he might have been. And he volunteered to sort of get transformed to help Dr. Light get rid of Dr. Wily, or stop Dr. Wily rather. So there you go, that's the end of that, presented by Capcom. So that is the end of the Wily Wars collection, or so you would think. There's actually one more thing that we've got to check out. So in Mega Man Wily Wars, there's actually a cool extra bonus on top of the 3 games. If you beat all 3 games, you unlock an extra game. But due to how this emulator handles the game. You can't do it by regular means, so fortunately I found a way around it and I got the game unlocked by brute forcing it. So I need to load up a specific version of the game that has it already unlocked, and we can show you this extra mode. So give me 1 second to get that up. I think this is the one. Wait a minute. Did that load? Hang on, that's not the right one. I think this is the one, maybe? Not entirely sure if this is the correct ROM, but we'll check it and see if it works. So if this works, then we should see something on the game selection screen. Yep, there we go. So when the game originally came out, it was save-based, and you had to beat all 3 games, and the save had to sort of save the clearing of all 3 games to unlock this. Like an emulator, with the emulator the saving doesn't work for some reason. So I managed to use like another method to get the game unlocked manually, like without having to replay all the games again. So this is Wily Tower, this is exclusive to this game, and it's actually a really cool mode. You're about to see why. This is a really short mode, by the way, it's not going to last more than 30-40 minutes. You metallic moron! I'm not finished with you yet! I still have a few hundred tricks up my sleeve. These 3 robots were specially designed to smash you like a tin can. I should maybe wait till the text appears first. Try not to go to pieces, Mega Man, haha! So we've got 3 brand new stages and 3 brand new robot masters. These guys haven't been in any other Mega Man game. They're made specifically for this. Mega Water S, Buster Rod G, and Hyperstorm H. I'm going to start with Mega Water S. But here's the really cool aspect of this game that makes it stand out from the other Mega Man games. So in this game you can select any weapon and any sub-item from the first 3 Mega Man games. So let's see, we're going to go Electman. Cutman. Let's go Mega Man 2. Oops. Didn't mean to overwrite Cutman, I'll put that back. So we've got Metal Blades, Leaf Shield, Bubble Lid, Air Shooter, Quick Boomerang. Yeah, let's do Quick Boomerang, that sounds like a good one. Shadow Blades. Top Spinner, yeah, who would use that? Let's do Magnet Missile, Spark Shock, Search Snake, Gemini Laser, Hard Knuckle, guess we'll use Iceman. Right, so we've assigned all the weapons, now we need to use the sub-items. Magnet Beam, that's a pretty good one. Rush Jet. And I guess Rush Coil. There we go, so now that we've done that, the real game starts. And if we go into the pause screen, there's all our weapons ready to use. And of course with the Metal Blade, we still have the broken aspect of the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2. So yeah, like I said, this is a fairly short mode compared to the other Mega Man games. It's these 3 boss fights and then a couple of Wily stages and that's it. But it's still a cool little extra that you get. Like, a nice little extra if you beat all 3 games. Also, this, like all the other Mega Man games, this has got really good music also. And it's got like a mix of all the enemies and all the gimmicks from all 3 games as well. So it's basically just like a mega mix of all the... a mega mix of all the best parts. Thankfully there was a checkpoint. Nah, I didn't have Hard Knuckle equipped. Therefore I can't go that way, so I'll have to go around this way instead. I think you can switch weapons between stages. Ooh, an extra life, an extra life. Yep. 2 extra lives. Yep. Almost made a terrible mistake there. Apparently there was an extra life hiding there. Yeah, I've got 5 lives, cool. Right, so time for the first Robot Master boss. What was it, something Water S? Buster Rod S or something like that? So apparently this seems to do a decent amount of damage, probably not the most damage, but out of what I've got, I think this is the best one. Ah, why did I jump right into that? There we go. That's 1 down. 2 to go. So yeah, this is like the other reason why I wanted to play the Genesis version of Mega Man's 1 to 3, because you have this cool extra little game that's not in any of the other games. So I'll do Buster Rod G. What are the main weaknesses? I'm not sure, I don't remember. I'm going to stick with the existing loadout. We'll just continue with that. Get to keep our extra lives as well. We need to find a couple of E-tanks. Don't have any E-tanks just yet. Almost slipped right into those spikes there by accident. Apparently the robots are based on Asian mythology. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know enough about Asian mythology to know that. But it could be a thing. A lot of Japanese made video games tend to borrow from Japanese mythology. So it could be the case. Again, the Metal Blade is just broken in most parts of the game. Surprisingly doesn't work with them though. Don't have the crash bombs, I can't open that. I should have equipped the hard knuckle and crash bomb just in case. Maybe I'll do that in the next level. The only reason I stopped using the Metal Blade there was because of those pickaxe guys that were throwing the hammers at me. But I'm well past that now. Right, here we go, Buster Rod G. Cutman's a good one. Crap. At least I know Cutman works, so we'll use him. Because of how many weapons you can select from, I'm pretty sure there's like maybe 2 or 3 weaknesses, if not more. So yeah, notice how he didn't die there. He just ran off. So yeah, remember that. And then finally Hyperstorm H, which is a gigantic robot. It reminds me of one of the Mavericks from Mega Man X4, I think. Ice Walrus or something like that. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I think I'll get rid of something to make room for Hard Knuckle. What's Semi again? Guess I'll get rid of Quick Mans. Mega Man 3. Is it this one? Yeah, Hard Knuckle. Magnet Missile. Okay, well I guess we'll replace that with Crash. There we go. Hi Grum Pig Fan. Hate those platforms because there's only like a couple frames to jump on. It's not as forgiving as some other games with platforms where you have to almost immediately jump once you land on it. Yep, nearly got through that. Oh, there we go, we can finally use one. Damn. Well, that was not worth it, was it? I thought it was going to be like an alternative path, but it was just like a place for an extra life. Did we go this way? Oh, we're going backwards. So yeah, I'm not going to go for that again. Well, there you go, got my life back. Oh fuck, he's got 2 health bars. He's a big one, he's a big one. Also one-hit death spikes on the other side of the arena. That's how much of a dick he is. And he generates enemies. Oh, I don't need to jump to hit him. I thought his hitbox was slightly off the ground there, but that's not the case. Oh fuck. Did I not die there? I thought that was going to kill me. Oh well. Spiked wall, man. Yeah, why doesn't Dr. Wily create a boss that's just made out of one-hit kill spikes? The spikes are not actual one-hit kills. Alright, okay. A Mega Man game with spikes that aren't one-hit kill, that's a new one. And then finally Dr. Wily. Brand new Wily Castle, brand new hazards, I think. I think the in-between bosses are also new as well to this. I'm gonna keep the current loadout, I kinda like the weapons I'm using. Even I've mostly just been using Metal Blades. Cutman works on that. Yeah, I remember Cutman works on those enemies because I played Mega Man 1. It's weird being able to use weapons on enemies you otherwise wouldn't have actually been able to use weapons on. Like, use a Mega Man 2 weapon to kill a Mega Man 1 enemy. Wonder if Spark works on Big Eye. Oh cool, it does. That's a relief. Did somebody say magnet beam? Yeah, I'm not gonna bother going for that. You need guts, man. Did somebody say magnet beam? There we go. Yeah, magnet beam is just going to be good for this stage. There we go. Gonna go back to Metal Blade now. Oh yeah, this platform. Mega Man 1 gimmick. Fortunately with no drop-off points, like parts that drop you off. Here we go. Oh yeah, I remember this boss having a shit ton of lag on the original version of the game. Fortunately with overclocking the core it won't do that. In fact, why don't I show you the actual speed of this? So, because I'm using an emulator that overclocks the core, it's not showing how slow it actually is, like how it would be on real hardware. So I'm going to un-overclock it. This is how speedy this is the actual speed of the game, like in real time. So yeah, this is why I don't play it by the regular clocking speed. So we'll increase the clocking speed back up just so everything doesn't slow down. So another one of those bosses where it's just notorious for nothing but slow down the whole time. Wow, I'm terrible aiming. Oh fuck. Didn't know he was going to appear behind me there. This is the Regen emulator. Regen version 0.97 debug. 0.97D. So I think you need to have a specific setup. It's kind of hard to describe. You need I think it's the PAL ROM that's patched to work like the US one, and then you set the region to US, and then it'll run at US speed. And then you overclock it to at least 800, what do you call it? 800 cycles, I think? Oops. Didn't click the right thing. So you overclock it, and then, yeah, about at least 800 cycles per line, and that should get rid of all the slowdown. I should probably make a tutorial on how to do this actually, so people know how to do that, because this is a really good game, and the slowdown is like the one big problem with it that you can easily get rid of if you use this setup. So I'm going to think about maybe doing a tutorial video on that. And now for totally different music, it doesn't sound like Wily Castle music whatsoever. Ow. Fortunately, unlike other Wily Castle stages, you get to keep all your weapon energy between stages. It's got to be an E-tank, surely. Oh, come on. I was almost positive that was going to be an E-tank, but I guess not. Oh, that just goes right through it. What about this? Nope. Annoyingly, you can't pause the game until that goes away. There we go. I haven't really used Shade Man's Blade for the most part, so Shadow Man, sorry, not Shade. I don't know why I keep calling it that. Ah, E-Tank, please. Why even have the disappearing bolts when you have 3 utilities? Yeah, that's true. Nope, that's what I thought. Does this music sound like Wily Castle music to anybody else? Because it doesn't sound like it. It sounds too cheery. Sounds like just a regular water level to me. Oh fuck. Shit. I was trying to clip between the ladder and that platform there to get down quick. I mean, I've got 7 lives, so it's not that big a deal, but still, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, it does sound too... it sounds too happy. Welcome to my castle, Mega Man! Now meet your doom! Don't feel like waiting another cycle there, so I'm just going to use this. Give me an extra life, please. So I love how broken that is. Like, you can do that in Mega Man 2 as well. Just wait for all the chicks to come out and then just destroy them all at once with the Metal Blade. Not having much luck here, but usually get an extra life by doing this. Not that I really need any more, I've already got 8 lives, I just need more E-Tanks. There we go, now we've got 9 lives. They should make 8-bit versions of the Wily Tower music for Mega Maker. That's actually not a bad idea. Someone should suggest that on their Discord. Because the music in Wily Tower mode is really good. Yeah, screw that. I'm just gonna go right past them. guess you can only hit it when its face is showing, maybe. Nice. So it turns out Spark was the weakness, not the Alec Man. You'd think both would have worked to varying degrees, but only one of them did. Right, one more stage and then it's off to Wily. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this loaded for the rest of the game, pretty much. Good job. I jumped down too early. Really like the song in this one. Again, it doesn't really sound a whole lot like Wily Castle music, but it's a good song. At least it doesn't sound as happy and jolly as the last one. That sound though when they fucking clang together like that. We need to get some weapon energy soon for this. Oh, I think I destroyed that tank by mistake. Please let this be an E-tank. Yep. Nope. Yeah, it's a great place if you want to grind for extra lives or health or weapon energy. I don't really need any lives because I'm up to 9 already, but otherwise it's a good place for health and weapon energy. So remember the Robot Master we were fighting before that ran away? Yep, he's back. And his weakness is the same, I think. It's a pretty annoying boss fight, all things considered. Yeah, it's weird that his own stage didn't have any monkey enemies, and then this one has quite a few. So it's a weird thing. But he's dead for good now, we don't have to fight him again. Also, I don't think there's any boss refights since there's just 3 in this game. So it's just Wily that's left. Now, this sounds like Wily Castle music, wouldn't you agree? Yep, that really does sound like a Wily Castle song. For future reference. You say that like I'm going to remember this the next time I play this in like 3 or 4 years. Or whenever I feel like playing it. Oh, here comes Proto Man. This is it. Time for the final boss, the final boss. Oh yeah, I remember this. Guess that doesn't work. You need to hit him in the hip there, see where it's flashing. Is this the final boss? Because I don't remember. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save on those E-tanks and kill myself there so I get full health. Because I barely used up any electricity there, so I might as well just do that again. Looks so awkward the way he just walks back and forth like that. Up. There's the Wily capsule up there. Thank you. Shit. the walk animation reminds you of the final boss of Sonic 2. Yeah, it's kind of like that actually. There we go. It's over. Yeah, the first third of that fight kind of looked like it wasn't the final boss fight, if that makes sense. It kind of looked like just a regular Wily Castle boss and not the final boss. But once I saw the Wily capsule at the very top there, then it obviously made sense. What is that? That was a bomb. God, all this shit that Mega Man has to put up with Dr. Wily constantly running away. I love the ending to Mega Man 9. I'm not going to spoil it since I'll be playing that soon, but Mega Man 9's ending is particularly good for a certain reason. I think it's either 9 or 10, but I think it's 9. So that's it, that's Mega Man the Wily Wars, we've fully beat it now. Yeah, I think it's 9 actually. So in a few days, like in about a week from now, or just under a week, I'll be playing Mega Man 7, 8, 9 and 10. Because I'll be getting the Legacy Collection too on Steam. Looking forward to it, especially for Mega Man 9 and 10, because those games are amazing. 7 is alright, 8 is not that great, but it'll be worth going through those just so I can enjoy 9 and 10. After so many years. So I'm surprised it took this long for Capcom to bring Mega Man 9 and 10 to Steam, you know? Like, it just seemed like a no-brainer, like one of the best digital-only games they've made in a while, and they didn't bring it to the PC platform because lots of people would be clamouring for that. I mean, that's why I'm buying it. I'm buying it mainly just for those two games, but as a collection it's also a pretty good value proposition. Especially considering that it's like, what, $15 for those 4 games? Compare that to like fucking $40 for Street Fighter 2 HD on the Switch. Then yeah, it's definitely a much better value proposition for what you're getting. Oh, nearly tripped. Look at Mega Man just tiptoeing over. I'm wondering if Mega Man 6 was supposed to be the final game in the series, because in that game it ends by getting Wily finally captured and put behind bars. But of course Mega Man 7 happened and it starts off with him being released from prison. Or rather, him getting out of prison. So I'm wondering about that, if that was the case, like if they were done with it, but then they decided to make one more. Don't worry about it if you missed it. I'll be uploading this full playthrough, like, in the next week. So there you go, Mega Man Wily Wars.